Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Mark Wade, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I love Batman.
Mark Wade, the man who told, I believe it was Lilith and myself, yes, Batman, the character, the only character in human history, he's had the fictional character who's had the most stories written about him in human history.
I believe it. Yeah.
All right, kids, welcome back to another episode of We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. And again, it's the end of the month, so of course, yes, Al's real himself is here.
Justin the Owl swooping back into Gotham to talk with Phil about Knightquest.
Yes, and we're going to cover two of the Bloodline annuals, Detective Comics Annual 6, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Annual 3, and we're going to get to Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 24. Nice little mix here.
Yeah, nice little variety in this episode.
And again, the Detective Annual takes place a little before Batman 500. So yeah, we'll be backtracking here a little bit, because back when Jean-Paul Valley was just wearing the gloves.
Yeah, he hadn't quite refined his armor yet to the glorious look that we are currently covering, and that we'll see in the other annual, actually. He's got that armor there.
And of course, and just like last time, we're going to get, well, at least in the Detective Annual, we're going to get some Jim Ballant art.
Yes. Yeah. I love his art in this annual.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's excellent stuff.
I know. I was like, man, that guy can draw stuff besides boobs, man. Right.
Even the alien parasites, I thought they looked amazing in this issue. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to all that. I'm like, that Legends of the Dark Knight. I'm like, blinking, you missed the alien parasite in the Legends of the Dark Knight annual.
Yeah. That is true.
Basically, just a hungry plot point. And
yeah.
All right, so we're going to cover the Detective Comics Annual first, because that, like I said, that comes first. It came a while ago before Batman 500. So
right. Chronologically, I think it fits somewhere in right before he fought Bane, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Detective Comics Annual 6 from September 1993, Not Fade Away. Writer Chuck Dixon, Noel's favorite, Chuck Dixon. Oh, he's on here. Okay. Penciler Jim, you want to touch him. Balance. Inker Jerry Fernandez, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Tim Harkins, and editors Darren Vincenzo and Scott Peterson. All right, so then I had to look at a different website, because the normal site I look at didn't have a synopsis. So if this sounds different, it's because it's from a different website. What is this? CountZeroOr.com?
Okay.
All right, so this one is, we open with a local drug gang going to kill some couriers who may have shorted them, only to be interrupted by Batman 2 wearing the gauntlets, but not yet the Dark Angel armor. One of the couriers tries to slip away, but unfortunately, the alien Praetor feeds on the courier and flies off.
Yummy spinal fluid.
I know. I love the whole the whole point of this crossover is just
suck.
And also, is that a sentient tongue?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Is that a sentient tongue? It's a giant-sized man thing.
All right. Afterwards, Bullock and Montoya are there to take everyone into custody, and they miss the victim in the bushes, which is probably for the best, as the courier comes to and we learn his name, Rodney Jones, just as he manifests his powers. Nearby at the offices of the company ChemMax, accountant Dwayne Geyer has been working the late shift, and as he leaves for the night, he gets attacked as well. The feeding is slightly interrupted by a GCPD helicopter, which Praetor then destroys, which is kind of weird. I mean, I don't think we even got a scene of anyone saying, "Oh, hey, why did this helicopter crash?" It was basically just like another night in Gotham. It seemed like,
Yeah.
even though he dropped it in like he drops it like in the middle of the street in the city. It's like, oh, is there any investigation? Nah.
Yeah, and I thought that the parasites were trying to keep a relatively low profile. You know, they weren't exactly skulking around, but they weren't trying to like bring a whole lot of attention on themselves. But yeah,
I don't think it matters. I didn't see any news coverage, nothing. It's like,
yeah, I guess they lucked out. Nobody cared.
Fiery wreckage, like falling to the street. Oh well.
Oh, we needed to write off a helicopter this month anyway.
I guess. Batman is investigating the housing project the gang that tried to kill Rodney was based out of. Said gang is the Gangstas 9. That's right, Gangstas, yes. A textbook example of a gang name invented by a white person. It's review says. Well done, my friend. Well done.
I love that.
Yo ho! I'm surprised. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised Chuck takes it down to have them go. Yo homie, how it be hanging?
Yeah.
And Batman arrives just as Rodney returns, with his memory a little hazy. The head of the gang tries to kill Rodney again, only for his elasticity powers to allow him to shrug off the beating he receives, overpower his boss and his goons, and possibly kill his boss. It's unclear. Batman comes in after the fact and decides to let Rodney go. And this is Rodney's last appearance in DC Comics, it says. Elsewhere, Dwayne comes to in an alley and discovers he's invisible if he's in the light. He makes his way back home and throws together a rough superhero costume and the hero name of Geist. That day, he goes back to the office, barely manages to get his car keys back, and tapes a sign to the back of a coworker, mocking him behind his back. His mother dresses him funny.
I like that.
That night, Bullock, Montoya, and Kitsch trace the killings to ChemMax, where they have a run-in with Praetor. Bullock almost becomes a meal, but is saved by Batman 2. That is funny when John Paul just like swings in and just grabs Bullock.
Yeah, he's got that shotgun. He's just shooting at the thing.
You know what? If they ever did a live action, do you think Rick Kosnick could play Kitsch?
Oh man,
he's a blonde guy.
Yeah, he could, and he should.
I was gonna say, well, look who I'm asking. I mean,
Yeah.
you pay $100 just to sit there and watch Rick Kosnick read the phone book. I don't know why I'm asking you.
Would. Yeah.
Scream it!
He can play whatever he wants.
Whoa!
Watch it. But yeah, Lieutenant Kitsch? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Montoya gets some help from Geist as the fight with Praetor sets the plant on fire, and in the middle of this fight, we learn that the aliens have predator vision, which, considering Geist's powers, feels like cheating. Together, Geist and Batman drive Praetor off with a little firepower assist from the GCPD. Yeah, that's the end of this review. But yeah, I love at the end when Geist is like, "What do I do next?" And I'm still new at this, and Batman's like, "Me too," and he's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah.
So what do you think of this, Justin?
I really enjoyed this. Yeah, the action at the end was great because you get Bullock and Montoya, like in Kitchen, everybody right in the middle of this fight with this crazy giant alien from space. It's like things, escalate really quickly in this annual with him destroying the helicopter and then just attacking all these cops like in broad daylight. Or not in broad daylight, but just, not even trying to be stealthy or sneaky at all.
And isn't this supposed to be like the leader of the parasites? But yeah, I mean, they kind of, they show like he's kind of like a coward almost, where it's basically like, this is an easy feeding ground. There are no metahumans in this city. And
yeah, he craves a challenge. Yeah. I liked Geist, too. I thought that was a cool concept for a character, somebody that turned invisible in daylight. I thought that was a cool concept. And that he could make other things invisible, too, by touching them. I liked that. His costume looked cool. Yeah, it was a good design by Jim Ballant. And like I said, I really enjoyed his artwork in this. Him and the inker that he was paired with for this issue worked really well together. And he does a great Batman. Yeah, he draws an exceptional Batman in this.
Yeah, and like the review said, like Geist has like a weird, like a sense of humor and stuff, and
yeah, I could have seen them doing a little bit more with Geist, possibly in Detective Comics, potentially if they had stuck with this whole New Blood concept a little bit further.
Yeah, or giving him like a mini series or something. Yeah,
I think he stayed in Gotham. I don't think that he took off, so they could have had him be a minor supporting character for Batman for a while. But I think he was one of the unfortunates that were wiped out by Superboy Prime when he had his meltdown in Metropolis during Infinite Crisis, which I thought was so stupid, but we won't go there. But yeah, I like Geist. I thought he was one of the cooler looking and cooler, as far as powers go, one of the neater characters that came out of this whole big giant crossover that summer.
Oh, yeah. That's just funny you mentioned Superboy Prime, because Will and I just started covering Infinite Crisis on the Green Lantern show. So we're just like, this guy's going to keep popping back up in Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah, you're in for a doozy. That's another one that I don't care for, Infinite Crisis.
I know. Just the body count alone, it's just like,
it's too much. Yeah, what did you think of this annual film?
I mean, I like this. I like it every time I read it. That it was one of the more favorite ones. Yeah, I think I mean, again, I know people like Lilith give Bloodlines a bad name. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, just you can't take it too seriously, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can't take this one too seriously. There are a lot of ones that that's like that. A lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, well, like I know you and Russell covered the one with Loose Cannon. I remember that one.
Yes, yeah, and an Action Comics annual, and that was made more entertaining because that wasn't the real Superman either. That was the Eradicator. So him with his actions, he was almost the antagonist in that issue. And Loose Cannon was the hero, the brand new guy. It was cool. It was cool to see that. This was a much different DC.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially, too, because it's like, yeah, in 3 of the 4 Batman annuals, it was Jean-Paul Valley fighting these things. And then in the Superman books, it was during Reign of the Supermen. So you had all 4 of them fighting parasites
4 of them
and stuff.
With different people. Yeah. And the lineups for the Justice League teams were very different at that time as well. And they were involved in this. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I liked it. It was different. It was a fun experiment, I thought, by DC.
Oh, yeah. All right, shall we get to the next one, which is different?
That's also very different.
Yes, which is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Annual 3 from November 1993. Transformation. Writer Dennis O'Neil, so Denny O'Neil himself. Pencilers, we got 4 kids. Mike Manley, Luke McDonnell, Gray Morrow, and Ricardo Villagrán. And 4 inkers, Mike Manley, Luke McDonnell, Gray Moran, and Ricardo Villagrán. So the 4 pencilers were also the 4 inkers, kids.
Nice.
Colorist Digital Chameleon, letterer Willie Schubert, and editors Archie Goodwin and Bill Kaplan. A confrontation in a cabin in the woods between 2 half-brothers, Luke Hames and Perry Dennison, escalated into a hostage situation. Goes wrong when they are intruded upon by the alien parasite Jemir, and the 2 men's lives are changed forever. While feeding upon them, Jemir inadvertently activates the 2 brothers' metagenes. Yes, that's what the parasites either kill you or they activate your metagene if you have one, granting them both with superpowers. Hames, a former drunken murderer, sees Jemir. Sorry to call you out, Love Hellfire. Like
It's all rape and murder, I'll tell you that. Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
all right, while we're here, Frank Miller.
Your mother's a whore!
Just for the hell of it.
Just because May's over doesn't mean we have to let that
no,
go.
that's a permanent rotation.
Yeah, that has to stay.
Hames, a former drunken murderer, sees Jameer and has an epiphany that everything he has ever believed in is wrong and changes his ways, using the healing powers he's been imbued with to become the heroic Samaritan. Dennison, on the other hand, a priest and a devoted man of God, sees the parasite and realizes that contrary to his prior beliefs, evil really does exist in the world. He goes back on his life devoted to virtue, believing it to be all lies, and uses his newfound abilities to drain the life force of others to become the villainous. And remember, kids, it's the 90s, so we're prepared for this name, Cardinal Sin.
Cardinal Sin. I love it.
So what
much.
is this? This is the ultimate story of, one bad day can change a villain into a hero and vice versa.
Yeah. One bad day and one giant alien parasite.
Helping the police search for Hames, still a wanted murderer, Batman kidnaps Samaritan and takes him back to the Batcave with the intent of interrogating him. Samaritan is able to convince the Batman of his brother's plot to murder a venerated bishop coming to Gotham City. And the two of them go out to stop Cardinal Sin. Yeah, because Jean Paul Valley's about to die because he got shot. I'm like, isn't the whole point of that armor that it's bulletproof?
Yeah, and this is the first time that he's gotten shot wearing that armor since he developed it.
And Hames is like, that thing's not bulletproof. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be.
Yeah, would he use tinfoil on that thing or what? Yeah.
He said not yet. I guess, I don't know, maybe when he upgrades it goes bulletproof. I don't know.
He adds more layers.
I'm like, you're wearing 50 pounds of armor. Shouldn't it be bulletproof?
Right. Have some Kevlar padding or something under there at the very least.
Oh, Bruce Wayne's was like at least somewhat Kevlar. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he had some type of lining under there.
Yeah.
It's shabby.
Although Cardinal Sin does kidnap Bishop Manuel and drain him of his life force, Samaritan is able to bring the bishop back to life. Afterwards, the two brothers get into a direct fight and combat their powers against each other. In a massive battle of energies, the two apparently burn themselves out and are both left powerless, with Samaritan in a coma. Perry Dennison escapes conviction for the previous murders he's committed, there being no witnesses to the crimes. He ends up back in the woods where he first met Jemir, praying to the skies that the evil he now worships grants him power again.
Cliffhanger ending. And I don't think we see any more of Cardinal Sin and Samaritan after this, do we?
I don't think.
Is there a note about that?
I'm checking his thing here. His current whereabouts and activities are unknown. Yeah, so that's the last time we see him is him screaming in the woods. Yeah.
Give me back my power.
And I'll check it, but I'm assuming the other guy's probably still in a coma. Samaritan. Yeah, just the last thing is, he left in a coma, so yep.
That's it.
But yeah, I'm trying to remember, was this like one of the only issues where they show two of the main,
Yeah, I think this was the only time they had two new characters in the same issue.
Because I mean, in that detective annual, they had that kid get powers too, but it's really nothing came of it.
Yeah, he didn't get a costume or a cool name or anything. But yeah, as far as two main characters of the story, I think this is the only time we saw that. I think everybody else was just a singular character.
Yeah. Yeah, so what did you think? Because I mean, Denny O'Neil had a certain writing style, and it's I could read a dialogue. I mean, not saying they're bad, but I can read a Denny O'Neil story without even glancing at the credits, and just by the dialogue, I'm like, oh, this is Denny O'Neil writing this story.
Yeah, definitely, totally. And I really liked the artist choices. I liked all of them. Mike Manley was great because he was doing Batman at the time, so he drew that armor really well because I think he was one of the ones that designed it. So that looked really good, and I loved the other artists too. They all, Luke McDonald's great. I love Gray Morrow. Anything that he does is fantastic. Ricardo Villagran, excellent. And they're all artists that I wouldn't say that their art styles are similar, but at least there's enough of a flow between them that it didn't seem jarring to me when the artists switched from one to the other.
Yeah, this could have gone way worse. Just not even if you have good artists, if their styles are different, sometimes it takes me out of it. When the art shifts from one page to the other, and this one really didn't do that to me. Yeah, like you said, they're pretty similar enough where it's flowed kind of smoothly.
Yeah, I thought so too, and I really liked that about this. I felt like with this type of a story in the annual, if that had been different, if it had been artists with different, completely polar opposite art styles, I think that would have hurt the story a lot. I think I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I like the twist, the fact that we saw, the good dude turn bad and the loser turn into a hero. Like, I thought that was cool. I mean, that's definitely a Gotham story.
I know.
Down to its nuts and bolts for sure. This was another couple of characters that I thought could have come back, at least for one more story. Maybe not in the Jean-Paul, the Asbats era, but maybe afterwards, Bruce Wayne or something.
I mean, it's Gotham. Even if Cardinal Sin couldn't have gotten his powers back, he could have just come back as like a normal serial killer or something.
Yeah, some psycho or something.
He decides, the alien will only come back if I sacrifice people, so maybe he's just
Yeah, he starts tearing out people's spinal fluid in an effort to bring the parasites back to Earth. Come back, alien masters, and give me back the power. Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a Gotham story to me.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. But I like this one a lot. Yeah, this was a good one.
But yes, I mean, next year we're going to be getting a lot of Denny O'Neil because he wrote every damn issue of Azrael. So
yes. And we're covering the whole thing. I love it.
Yep. We're going to get the annuals. We're going to get to that Azrael. Oh, I'm sure Russell's going to be in his glory when we get the Azrael plus the question.
Yes. Yeah, that's fantastic. I forgot about that.
Oh, yes, that's right, kids, because Russell wants to join us for the Azrael ongoing. So, yes, at the end of every month, we may start get joined every month by Russell also. So,
yep, I love it. we just need to get Ray involved, and then we'll have all of my my different co-hosts on all my different shows together in the same place.
Do you think he would do a regular stint on the Batman podcast, even if we're not talking about Batman?
Well, he might like Azrael. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how familiar he is with Azrael beyond the time that he filled in for Batman.
Yeah. I mean, he could. I mean, I think Ray still had. I mean, unless he got rid of it. Last I knew, he had the DC app, so most of them were on there. So.
Yeah, I think isn't that whole Azrael series on there?
It's so weird. There's like one gap in there, and it's like like at a weird part. I think it's somewhere in like in the 40s somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. Yeah, because it's weird because it's a 100-issue series, and I think only like 80 or 90 some are on there, and I'm just like,
no kidding.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the point of that?
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, DC, get your act together. Well, again, maybe by next year they'll fill that gap, maybe. But
that's true. Maybe they're working on it as we speak. But I'm missing a bunch, actually. I'm missing not half the series, but maybe 30, 40 issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I can read them on the app, of course. But
I was gonna say Lilith mocks me, but yeah, I have every issue. Oh, yeah. Out of a 100-issue series, there's 91 issues on the app.
Oh, yeah. That's
what's
almost all of them.
Point
Why
of that?
Not? Was it a story that was... I wonder if it was a particular story that they can't...
No, because it goes from 40, which is the Cataclysm tie-in, with the earthquake.
Oh, Cataclysm, yeah.
So it goes from 40, and then it jumps to 50.
Oh.
So 41 through 49 are not on there.
I was trying to remember what happened then. Because I think I have those issues.
Was that some of the... No, there's the Bane one. I know it's like the lead up to like the No Man's Land stuff because 50 is the one where they show him walking away in the new suit and burning the old one.
Yes, burning the old suit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember.
But it's like, why? I don't think there's anything in there that they gotta
Yeah, that's strange.
It's not like it's a different writer. It's still Denny O'Neil. It's like, you know, I don't think it has any...
Different artist?
There's no trademark issues. I don't know.
Barry Kitson did the art for a long time on that, but I think he had moved on by issue 40-something.
Oh, don't tell me it's just like a fight with the artist or something. Oh.
Sometimes it is as simple and as stupid as that, but hopefully it's not. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. Azrael 41. Oh, yeah. He's fighting pirates in 41.
Pirates? Oh.
Arg.
Yarr.
41 has Ron Wagner for penciler, so I don't know.
Oh, no, I can't imagine there would be an issue there. That's weird.
And I'm going to do the other end. Azrael 49 here has Roger Robinson as penciler. Cause I do know he jumped on there after a while, so.
Yes, he did, yeah. And he stayed on for a bit, didn't he?
I think so, because I think even like 50, 51, I think he's still on there, so I don't think it's going to be a problem with him.
Mm-hmm. Weird. I wonder what it is. Maybe they'll put them up in the meantime.
Yeah, maybe.
In the next few months.
Maybe they just want to avoid Nicholas Scratch. I don't know.
Old Scratch. You never know.
But yeah, kids, write to DC and tell them.
Yeah, put the whole series on there.
Exactly.
And the annuals, too. There were, 2 or 3 annuals on that?
Yeah. Was it 2 or 3? But I know we got at least 2, but then we got the Azrael question one shot too. Yeah.
And the cool was it an Elseworlds Azrael? Where he was in the future?
It was it Elseworlds or Legends of the Dead Earth? Because they did do that the one year.
Legends of the Dead Earth.
Yeah, where it's like versions of all the characters in the far future. Yeah.
In the far future. I love that one. Yeah.
I think I started putting them on the schedule for next year, so I think I might have that. I think I have those annuals on there, yeah.
Nice.
And then
I wonder how long it will take us to cover that Azrael series where that was over 100 issues.
Well, I know, because,
It'll take us a while.
But, whatever was it 2 or 3, but whatever that last Azrael annual was, there was a team up with Catwoman, so.
Oh, I don't think I read that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
It was like those ones they did like the detective noir theme like all year and
okay.
Or like different. Hold on. Oh yeah, it is.
I was going to say
Azrael Annual 3. Yes, it is.
Did Jean Paul say you're like the night herself and a devil for making me want you?
I don't know. I think he calmed down after he. Azrael Annual 3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember that cover. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah.
We gotta cover that one.
All right. So, should we get to our last issue, Rosemary's Baby?
Rosemary's Baby, yeah.
This one was interesting.
It was. A little one shot.
All right. So, yes, back to Knightquest, The Crusade, Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 24 from February 1994. The Immigrant, Rosemary's Baby. Writer Alan Grant. Penciler and inker Vince Giorano, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Todd Klein, and 3 editors, Dennis O'Neil, Jordan B. Gorfinkel, and Darren Vincenzo.
Gorfinkel.
No Kelly Puckett?
No Kelly Puckett. This is before her time.
Batman saves a Latin girl from a gang of punks at the Gotham Docks. Upon saving her, he learns that she's an illegal immigrant that arrived in Gotham by sea to recover her son. She tells Batman that she sold her son for $50 to some American people and later learned that her son was going to be taken to Gotham City. Batman informs Commissioner Gordon about the case and helps him figure out how a criminal has cheated the lie detector 3 times. Every time I read this issue, I'm always like, because Gordon's trying to figure out if this guy murdered his wife, and he's like, well, he's beaten the lie detector 3 times. What could it be? And Jean Paul's like, he's either lying, the machine's broken, or hypnosis. And
self-hypnosis, yeah.
When Gordon says, hypnosis, of course, he's like, you should have been the detective. I'm sure he's probably saying that, sincerely, but every time I read it, I'm almost, in my head, I hear it coming out sarcastically, like, oh, yeah, hypnosis, yeah, sure. I don't know why.
Detective.
I don't know why, but I always hear it sarcastically in my head.
Yeah. And plus the way he's drawn too in that same panel where he's saying it kind of lends itself to what you were saying, like he's saying it sarcastically. I think he's got his arms raised up and he's shouting it to him.
Oh, yeah, because he's swinging away, and Gordon's like, yes, of course.
Yeah, he's shouting at him.
In order to help the girl, Batman infiltrates a fertility lab and checks the computer records and files, but finds nothing. He hides a bug on a telephone to listen and learn of any suspicious activity. Batman hears a man offering the possibility to adopt the child without any formal transaction. Batman goes to the appointed place and shakes him down to reveal information on the kids he was trafficking. Batman is told to follow a van that starts to run away at the sight of him. The driver and co-driver both jump off the van, leaving it to run free with the truck loaded with kids. Jesus. I know. Batman is able to...
This dirty Harry.
Batman is able to stop the van before it hurts anyone and saves the babies inside. All the activities on the child smuggling are stopped and the children are returned to their parents. And yes, we also bring up the whole plot point of who was Jean Paul's mother? Because he says he never knew who she was, which we will get to in the Azrael series. So.
Yes. Yeah, they talk about that.
So, yeah, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. It was an interesting story in that we talked about,
from the team that brought us the Tally Man.
Right. I thought this was actually better than the Tallyman story, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, and it was done in one, yeah.
Yeah, both in terms of the art and the script. I thought it was better, too.
Yeah, like that one splash page like we were talking about when he swings off the roof of police headquarters and then they show him kind of like falling towards the street. I like that splash page, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really nice full panel one, and all of the flashback scenes.
Yes,
when she was talking about her baby and
like different coloring and stuff. Yeah,
colors. Yeah, the use of shadows and inks were really good, and all of the panels where Jean Paul was in the Batman costume and he was kind of like perched on a rooftop or something, and the cloak was flowing. It just looked cool. It looked almost Spawn-like, but without being too much of an obvious Spawn homage. Yeah.
And the panel that lives in my head to this day is just when he's sitting there in the Batcave listening to all those tapes and he finally hears what he wants to hear. All you just see is his face in shadow, but you can see that big grin on his face when he's like, yeah. Now I get to go beat someone up. Yes.
That was the answer I was looking for. He thinks, yeah.
There was
really good art.
Yeah, artistically, there was some good Jean Paul Valley this week. I mean, between this issue and then in that detective annual, when he first comes back to the Batcave and he takes off the mask and stuff, and then
he's laying in bed shirtless.
I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah,
but he can't sleep.
I was waiting for that. I was like, he's got to be sleeping in one of those Bruce Wayne beds. Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Well, that's the stupid thing. He used to do that, but then, I guess when Robin starts coming into the house, he bricks up the entrance and just basically just stays down in the Batcave. I'm like, you got a mansion with how many bedrooms? I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. California king beds in every bedroom.
You're leaving here
sleeping in your armor in a cot in the Batcave.
Rent free.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You've even got a dude that will do all of your bed linens for you. You don't have to touch any laundry.
Alfred's away with Bruce. No, he's away with Bruce. Remember? Right. Yeah, but still,
they didn't have anybody that was taking care of it.
You're basically living in a mansion though, rent free. Come on, go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And again, you don't want to change the sheets. Probably how many bedrooms in that house?
I know. Just sleep in a different bed every night. You'd be all set.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, this issue was good. And again, sometimes you need modern comics. We don't get this anymore, where it's basically like there are no supervillains. It's basically just very grounded story. I mean, except for the superhero in this story, it's a very grounded in reality.
Totally, yeah, and you get the feeling like, why wouldn't this type of nefarious thing happen in Gotham City, with all this other insidious, nefarious stuff going on? Obviously, people would be selling kids, there would have to be some ring of horrible people doing this in Gotham City. It's a foregone conclusion. But I don't think it had ever been discussed in a Batman story before, at least to this depth. So that was cool to see.
At just the beginning of this issue, when he's beating the crap out of those guys who are about to attack Rosemary, and I love that. Just holds the bloody claw up to them. It's like, if I catch you out after dark, in the next month, there's going to be not even if you're up to trouble. If I just see you, there's going to be trouble.
I even see you. Yeah, I love that. And that bloody claw. Yeah, you have to imagine, like, at this point in time, the punks in Gotham had to have been scared.
Oh, yeah.
Stiff, like, this brand new Batman with these crazy claws and this armored outfit with these piercing red eyes. Like, yeah, I can imagine as soon as they saw him coming, they would have started running.
I do love that one caption where he's basically just thinking to himself, oh yeah, it's even filtered. It must have filtered down even to like these low lives that the Batman's not playing games anymore.
Yeah.
As he like backflips right at him. It's just
yeah, some good action in the beginning when he's fighting those punks. I love that.
Oh yeah, he's like he launches an attack and it's like 5 seconds later it's over.
Yeah. Yeah. What were they going to do against him? Honestly, yeah.
But it's so funny because I think it's an issue like after Nightfall when Bruce Wayne's back. He like encounters like two punks in an alley. They're like, "Don't kill us! Don't kill us!
Yeah. Don't use your claws on us, please."
Bruce Wayne's just like, "Oh, another example of the worst decision of my life."
Another reminder, as bats. Poor Bruce.
But it's just so funny. It's like, yeah, he's not playing anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's just like one issue. Again, modern comics could never one issue give us a whole complete story in one issue. Done. Boom. No supervillains. Set very modern. Very realistic in the real world.
Yeah, a very true to Gotham. Kind of gritty story. With some people that have made some really bad decisions in their lives.
And I wonder if it was just because of the topic of the issue, or if they had plans, or Denny was like, "Yeah, I'll throw this in. I'll get to it later," about Jean Paul's mother and stuff.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he did have some notes about that, because obviously we did see Jean Paul's dad.
It was the previous Azrael, yeah.
Right, but the mom was never discussed previous to this. I wonder if he did have a little note about that somewhere, yeah.
Or maybe somebody, either the writer of this issue or Denny or someone, was like, "Oh yeah, we've never mentioned that mother. Where that mother's at."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like you said, they don't really do this a lot anymore in modern comics. These one and done stories that don't feature villains or that aren't tied to some overarching thing. Yeah.
And again, it's like it seems almost every issue now. It's like, oh yeah, we have to have like the end of the universe or something, or something big, and always has to involve the Joker or something. It's like no,
the Joker or Bane or
Ra's al
some
Ghul.
combination to Ra's al Ghul or Hush, or just any one of these like half a dozen villains that they circulate every other year. The Riddler and Two-Face, like. Just, oh God, I wish they would just focus on, give us a Killer Moth story, please.
Yes.
Give me the Killer Moth story I've been waiting my whole life for. Please, just do that.
And again, if you do like an original one and done villain, there's some tension there, because it's like, oh, is this guy going to live through this thing, or is he going to accidentally fall off a catwalk or something?
Right. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
Yes,
in this Gotham, that nobody's safe. We know that.
That's right, kids. Air quotes, accidentally fall off a catwalk.
Yeah. Depending on who's dealing with him. If it's Huntress, then yeah, he's going off the catwalk.
DC Comics, where there is no OSHA.
Right.
Oh yeah, and then again, we're back to Shadow of the Bat. We get those Brian Stelfreeze painted covers.
Gorgeous painted cover. Yeah, I love that. And you put one of them on the border too for the show. The one in the center.
Oh yeah. That's I believe that's next issue. I believe that's 25.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I would love to have a poster of that somewhere. It's so gorgeous.
I'm surprised if they don't. I'd be surprised if they don't have that. I mean, probably good luck tracking them down now, but I bet you they probably have that somewhere.
I feel like I saw that hanging in a comic shop at some time, and
that's what I was going to say. If nothing else, I bet you they probably send them to stores or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, all those covers are wonderful. Like I said before, I would buy a collection of just all of the covers from this Shadow of the Bat series on really nice glossy paper.
I know. I'm surprised they didn't make posters out of a lot of those, because a lot of those were poster worthy.
They did actually in, I think the first couple of issues of Shadow of the Bat. There were these posters.
Oh yeah, the mini posters. Yeah,
the mini posters, and they were the direct reproductions of the covers.
Yeah, I know there was like Detective Comics, the Mud Pack. I think.
Oh yeah, the Mud Pack.
I don't know if it was every issue, but maybe the first and last one. I know they had many posters in those. Yeah.
And those were painted by Norm Brayfogle.
Yes.
Yeah. I took one of those out and put it on my wall. I know it's sacrilege.
I know me. Well, that's what I did. Yeah. Well, we were kids. We didn't know better.
Yeah, we didn't. But it was so great. It's painted Norm Brayfogle Batman poster. I mean, of course, I put that on my wall. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah. I mean there's so many posters I took out, man. I mean, like the one out of Daredevil 325, man. I want to buy another copy of that poster just to have Chichester sign it.
Yes, yeah.
Which, kids, at the end of July, he's appearing at Terrificon again this year at the Mohegan Sun in, was it Connecticut?
Very nice.
Oh, you're close. I mean, closer than me, but I know it's probably
somewhat.
not. I know it's not close, but closer. Because I think I was thinking about it last. I think I was thinking about it last year. It was like an 8-hour drive, or something. I'm like, oh god, I want to go so bad. I want to go so bad, but
that is foreboding. That 8-hour trip.
One way, and then it's like, oh, it's gonna be 8 hours back. Oh,
yeah, that's a long weekend.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I was looking on eBay. I don't think they have a poster for that Shadow 25, because usually you can find those old posters on eBay. I mean, sometimes you're paying an arm and a leg, but
oh yeah, I found a bunch for my walls that I've had framed over the years. Yeah, but I bet there's got to be some other Brian Stelfreeze ones out there. Maybe not for this, for Shadow number 25, but probably for some other ones. Yeah.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's not Brian Stelfreeze, but they have. I think this was a store poster, but yeah, you go on eBay, you can buy that Jean-Paul Batman poster.
Kelly Jones.
Basically,
Kelly Jones one.
I think it was basically the Batman 500 ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only
that one's not bad.
It's only $16 on eBay.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
Plus shipping, yeah.
Yeah.
What size is that? 29 by 14. Okay, that's pretty decent size.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
It's like, watch it be like 8 by 10 or something.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that one's nice, but it's not Brian Stelfreeze, though.
Yeah. That's
the thing.
Who's that? Yeah, there's one with like.
Ooh, look at that.
The like Bane leaping at him and stuff. I've never seen that before. Yeah.
That's nice. Maybe there's some new ones that have been done in recent years that we don't know about.
I just think they probably flooded the market with stuff back then.
They probably did. They were probably trying to hype it up really heavily at the comic book shops and other places, and sent out a bunch of promotional material.
Oh, it's $50, but there was a promotional poster for Sword of Azrael, the original Sword of Azrael.
Ooh, oh, that's nice. Joe Quesada.
Yeah.
That's a bit steep, though.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's eBay. If you look around, you might be able to find it cheaper, but
that's true. Yeah, and I've found too, buying posters, like, if it's a little bit cheaper because it has like a little bend or a little rip in it, I don't really care because I put it in a frame and nobody ever notices.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just putting it up, for your own home, it's like, what does it matter?
Yeah, nobody ever notices that there's a little crease or a little rip in the corner or something, or a couple of holes from where people put pins through it 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's in a frame, so it looks fine.
For another $15 one. I think it's for the start of the original Azrael series. Yeah,
I think that's a Barry Kitson, isn't it?
Yeah,
Barry
Kitson. Yeah, 1994.
Love that.
Barry Kitson.
Ooh, maybe I'll get that one. I don't have any Azrael posters at all.
I know. I want to buy so many posters, but I'm like, I want to put them up, and it's there's no room.
Yeah, I'll have to, one of these days, I'll have to show you a picture of my walls. I've completely run out of space on mine, just about.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I'll send you pictures. Yeah, in this room, I'm out of wall space, even when it's not on camera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then, of course, they have add ones for like Knight's End and stuff. And,
oh yeah, the Knight's End ones. Yeah.
So just punch in, go to eBay and just put in like Batman Azrael poster, and these will all pop up. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'll eventually find the right one.
Oh, is this an there's a poster for the original Batman Venom storyline. Yeah.
Ooh, I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Lilith and I covered that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. I love that story.
The origin of Bane's Venom kids, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Another great Denny O'Neil story.
Losing all our creators here.
I know. It's sad. And Alan Grant, too, who wrote the Shadow of the Bat story. We lost him last year. Yeah. I know. These next 10 years are going to be challenging for us aging comic book fans. We've already lost so many creators just in the last year. It's really difficult sometimes.
If anyone's looking for Batman 500, you can get it for a decent price on eBay. Yeah. I was looking for more posters, but I think I'm pretty much down to like the comics and stuff. So, But yeah, kids, they're out there. So,
yeah, if you're looking for your own Azrael poster, there's lots of options.
Hey, do you have?
I love that.
Do you have Azrael posters or merchandise? Hey, send us some pictures.
Absolutely, would love to see it. Yeah.
Tell us where you got it. And tell us where you got it too, so maybe we can get some more.
Right. And if you have any Azrael action figures, I know that we have a couple out there of him.
Oh, I do. Lilith got me a set. I mean, it's like newer Azrael, but it's like a Batman versus Azrael set. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with the sword. Yeah.
Got them standing in the plastic flames. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got the Asbats one. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, send us pictures of your cool Azrael stuff. Posters, your action figures, T-shirts. I bet there were some Azrael T-shirts back in the day too.
Oh yeah, there has to be.
Bet money on that. Yeah, if you've got an Azrael T-shirt, I want to see one of those too. Yeah, and also let us know what happened in Azrael number 40 through 50 that would make DC want to keep it off the app, because I can't remember. I don't remember what happened.
I know, I'll look it up, but I don't think there's anything in there that was like worthy of being deleted. So I
can't think of it either.
I'm just like, why that gap? Oh,
yeah, that's so weird.
All right. Anything else, Justin?
No, I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. Yeah, this was a nice little variety of stories here. We got a couple of crossovers with the big Bloodlines thing, and then we got a nice little self-contained story with Azrael on his own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so next week, yes, Lilith is back. We're going to do another Huntress month. So, yes, we're going to... Next week, we're going to do Robin 3 miniseries.
Ooh.
Yes.
With the KG Beast.
Yes.
King Snake.
King Snake. Hey-oh. Then in 2 weeks, Detective Comics 685, 686, and Robin 17. And then 3 weeks, we'll do Batman Huntress Cry for Blood, that miniseries.
Cry for Blood. Yeah.
Yes. And then in 1 month, of course, Justin will be back. The detective arc I've been waiting for. When the Joker tries to create his masterpiece, The Death of the Batman.
Yeah. I think Lilith might be joining us for that one, right?
She mentioned it, yeah. So, we're going to try to snag Lilith Hellfire, yeah. From Detective 671 through 673, yeah. I cannot wait. Yes. I think that's
a great story.
Was that more Kits? Or no, it might have been Graham Nolan. I was going to say,
I think it was Graham Nolan.
Graham Nolan,
and Graham Nolan, yeah. So good. I'm really looking forward to that one. Yeah. It's been years since I've read these, so I'm really enjoying going back and reading them again.
But yeah, perfect. The episode I had Shadow of the Bat 25. That's the only thing we had. So yeah, I'll throw in that Bloodlines annual, which is a Bruce Wayne one. But yeah, we'll do a Joe Public episode. Yeah.
Yeah, the annual and his appearance in 25.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. It worked out perfectly.
Yes. All right. So, yes, send us all your thoughts, your Azrael and Batman thoughts, because I know Ray has thoughts.
Several about Batman. Well, I'm going to ask him about Azrael, though, but his thoughts on Azrael. I ask him if he's a fan.
Batman.
Or if he knows.
My favorite character.
Yes.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
All right. So, so send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise, and the Patreon. Again, Lilith Hellfire is drunkenly going through Heroes Reborn with me, so do not want to miss that or any of the previous episodes. So, subscribe to the Patreon like Justin over here.
That's right. Join me in the Patreon Elite. You get all the bonus episodes, all the perks, all the good stuff, the access to the Chichester chats early.
Yep.
All the good stuff.
So, find it all at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's in the show notes. All right, Justin, you're here every month. You're over on Marvel Tales on Capes and Lunatics every week. But you also record with some maniacs elsewhere. So please tell us about those.
With my pal Russell, we co-host Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where twice a month we talk about everything to do with the Hulk and She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon where we do bonus episodes. As a matter of fact, last month we did another Bloodlines annual, which was the Action Comics one. Which featured the introduction of Loose Cannon. The reason we covered that was because he was basically one of DC's versions of the Hulk, for lack of a better description. So that was fun. And we have a bunch of other bonus episodes on there, so do check that out. And in addition to Gamma Charge, Russell and I also co-host Predator and Prey, a Yocha podcast with our good pal Ray. And that's once a month. We're currently covering the great new Predator series by Ed Brisson and Nitho Diaz, as well as the reprints from the Dark Horse years, which were just presented to us in a wonderful new omnibus by Marvel at the beginning of this year.
Tapping my way downtown.
Yeah, that's a great omnibus, by the way. Yeah, and last but not least, my solo project, The Lost Library of Legends, is almost ready after discussing it for over a year and a half now. It's finally almost done as of June 2023. I should have something ready by the end of the month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, woke up, kids.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. It took me a while, but I finally got this thing ready to go.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of Loose Cannon, Lilith and I have talked about that before, where it's basically like, that's like the one character, like DC is like, for years, try to invent their own Hulk, and I think that's like the one they haven't really like completely nailed down ever.
Yeah, the next one we're going to do, our next Patreon bonus, we're going to talk about another attempt that DC did, which was Damage.
Oh.
A few years ago, I think it was 2018, they started a new series called Damage, and it was basically another attempt to make a new Hulk. Yeah. That should be fun.
Oh, yeah. It's always a good time with you and Captain O-Ring. It's official, Russell. All right. Yes, again, thank you for joining us. Lilith will be back next week for more Huntress. And then, Justin will be back in a month for Joker and the Death of the Batman. I think there's even a splash page in there of like a poster he wears.
A movie poster.
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, why did they put that out?
And Joker with a ponytail.
Oh, yeah. The 90s, yes.
Yeah. It has to be seen to be believed. Joker with a ponytail.
Green ponytail, yes. Joker does Hollywood.
Hollywood will never be the same.
All right, kids. Yes, thank you for joining us. Join us next time. Join us same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Yeah, we are the Night.
The Batman Podcast.
We had lots of parasites this week, but hopefully it did not suck. Good night.